Hello and welcome to Mlc TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluence State of Nigeria. I am Sherif Fatanino Mohammed. The headlines: Buhari recalls Kaduna bombing experience while inaugurating developmental projects. OONI of Ife charges politicians not to jettison good governance for politicking. At least 17 dead, 59 injured as explosion rocks Ghana town. And AFCON, Eagles draw Tunisia in round of 16. Now the news in detail. Amidst tight security, the President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated some projects executed by Governor Nasir El-Rufai as part of activities lined up for his 2 days official visit to Kaduna State. Buhari flew into Kaduna on Wednesday night from Banjul, the Gambia, where he attended the inauguration of President Adama Barrow for his 2nd term in office. At Kafancha, in the German's local government area of the state, the president landed at the rebuilt multipurpose Murtala Mohammed Square at exactly 11:45 a.m. and inaugurated the complex. While inaugurated the Kawo Bridge, the president recalled how he almost bombed near the bridge while traveling to Katsina in July 2014. Earlier, while inaugurating the ultra-modern sports and shopping complex at the Murtala Square, Kaduna, the president showered encomiums on the governor, saying El-Rufai was writing his name in history in letters of gold because of the laudable projects under the urban renewal project in the state. He praised the governor, saying that he had done well in transforming the state beyond recognition. Let us hear more of the narration from our reporter.
The president also made a pledge to the people of Kafancha in southern Kaduna for the possibility of establishing an air force based in the area to fortify security in the southern part of the state. Buhari stated this at the palace of the Emir of Jema, Muhammadu Isa Muhammadu, shortly after inaugurating 4 township roads constructed by the Kaduna state government under its urban renewal program in Kafancha. The president also said the government will look into the possibilities of modernizing the Kafancha railway station to boost rail and commercial activities in the area. The Emir, who commended the president and the governor for ensuring peace, security, and infrastructural development in his domain, said Kafancha had for ages been a commercial center of repute in southern Kaduna. The monarch also requested for an air force base in Kafancha to strengthen the present security network in the area. Some of the 19 completed urban renewal projects inaugurated by Buhari are the reconstructed Kawo flyover, an almost 1 kilometer long dual carriageway with 3 ground rotaries, the 4.6 kilometer Aliyu Makama Road, the multi-story basic education mega school on Lokoja Road in Rigasa, and the dualized Yakubu Gowon Way and Leventis underpass in the metropolis.
The National Economic Council has said it will make a decision on petroleum subsidy removal in June, when the 6-month period for subsidy payment in the 2022 budget elapses. NEC, comprising Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and state governors, among others, stated this at its first meeting for the year at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, on Thursday. The council stated this as the former head of state, Abdusalam Abubakar, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities strongly warned the federal government against removing the subsidy, saying it will worsen poverty in this country. The warning came amid conflicting reports on whether the federal government will fully deregulate the downstream sector by removing fuel subsidy in February or not. Although the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, indicated in December last year that the government would remove fuel subsidy by early this year, Senate President Lawal Ahmed said this week that the President Muhammadu Buhari had yet to give any approval regarding that. However, NEC at its meeting presided over it by Osinbajo affirmed that since the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited is now a limited liability company, it must be run differently. At the 19th Daily Trust Dialogue with the team 2023, the Politicals, Economy and Security, Abdusalam cautioned the federal government against increasing the pump price of fuel, saying a rise in petrol price will push more Nigerians deeper into poverty. Abdusalam stated that all of this tend to have negative effects on security. Nigeria now faces a food security crisis that is compounded by the COVID-19 global pandemic and banditry in many states of the northern Nigeria. The former military leader urged politicians to watch their words and deeds carefully and avoid saying or doing things that will further hit the polity. To further strengthen the primary healthcare sector, the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Amatu Tijani Aliu, has disclosed that through the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, the FCT administration is already rehabilitating the primary healthcare infrastructure, engaging additional health workers, and providing essential medicines. The minister, who disclosed this at the first meeting of the FCT Task Force on Polio Eradication Initiative and Routine Immunization for the year 2020, to disclose and strategize on matters of routine immunization activities, assured that the administration administration will do everything possible to strengthen the entire routine immunization structure and primary healthcare landscape in the FCT in total commitment to the vision of the President to polio eradication in Nigeria. Represented by the Senior Special Assistant on Administration, Professor Mohammed Usman, Aliu noted that the effort of the task force has contributed significantly to the success of polio campaign in the territory, with no white polio virus confirmed in FCT for over 7 years, just as she called for regular meetings of the task force. The minister used the occasion to call on chairman of the 6th Area Council to strengthen commitment to the polio eradication and routine immunization activities in their various councils by regular release of counterpart fund and personal attendance to all meetings of the FCT Task Force on Polio Eradication Initiative and routine immunization. The OONI of Ife Oba Adeyeye Ogunsi has urged elected political office holders not to jettison good governance for 2023 politics as a means to make life better for Nigerians. The monarch in his New Year message signed by his spokesman, Moses Olafere, stated that politics will form part of issues that will shape the year, yet citizen welfare should not be relegated to the background. While talking and playing politics in the new year ahead of next year's general election, humanity must be put first and they must not sacrifice the future of their dear country, especially that of the youth, women, children, poor and other vulnerable persons in the name of politics. There is more to be done to end the insecurity, fight hunger, create job opportunities and do other laudable government activities to make life better for all, he advised. This is the side that they must look forward to, not just seeking office. Similarly, the monarch called on Nigerian youth to get involved in politics and governance in the country in the new year, while appealing to the nation's young population not to be discouraged by the challenges of the country's politics. He noted that their involvement would help sanitize the system. More intrigues have continued to trial plans by the All Progressive Congress APC to organize its February 26 National Convention, where members of the National Working Committee (NWC) are expected to be elected. The outcome, many stakeholders believe, may be a precursor to the outcome of the 2023 general elections, where the APC is expected to zone its presidential slot to the south. It was learned that a list has already been drafted containing details of the various constituted committees expected to plan the convention. It was gathered that Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has been appointed as head of the Security Committee, while Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami is to head the legal committee of the convention and is expected to battle any encumbrance that may arise ahead of the 26th February gathering. Bello is one of the aspirants hoping to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari, and it was, however, learned that Malami's appointment is being restricted by some forces within the party who are claiming he could use his power as Minister of Justice to influence certain judicial decisions in favor of a cabal alleged to be in firm control of APC. It was also learned that 3 northern governors have hijacked the structure of the planned convention. The other 2 governors are from the northwest. One is a former senator, while the other came into politics prominence in 2015 when he defeated the People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate. The 2 key committees hijacked by the 3 governors are electoral and accreditation. The accreditation committee will determine the delegates that will be chosen, who in turn will elect national leaders of the party. They are expected to determine and screen eligible delegates whose name will be submitted by governors and state leaders. The Oyo State Commissioner for Information, Tourism and Culture, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, has said he and other loyalists of Seyi Makinde will do everything possible to ensure the governor's return to the Agodi government house for a second term. Olatubosun said he has started what he called political evangelism to market Makinde, and he will take the message to everywhere in the state. He said this at the chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. Oyo State Council Makinde, who came into office on May 29, 2019, has not publicly declared his intention, but he has said things that suggested he is interested in seeking re-election. The commissioner said the achievements of the governor were enough to make the people vote for him again. He said the achievements were evident in the education, health, agriculture, and other sectors. Speaking on the kidnap cases on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the commissioner said the state was working through the police and other security agencies such as Amoteku to increase patrol and visibility in the area. He said the security agencies were also working in collaboration with the Ogun State Police Command to make the Onigari area, where some persons returning from a wedding ceremony were abducted. We go on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose Mlc TV. Get human interest stories right here on Mlc TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on Mlc TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV. Mlc TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Osun State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps paraded 9 suspects arrested for various offenses ranging from illegal mining, child abuse, car theft, and fraud. Parading the suspects at the command headquarters in Osogbo, the state commandant of the NSCDC, Emmanuel Ocheja, said they will be prosecuted on completion of an investigation. Presenting one of the suspects arrested for fraud, Ocheja said the 26-year-old furniture maker, Muftar Adeyemo, and his accomplice, Hezekiah Oladehi, had obtained money from a woman with a promise to assist her spiritually to improve her business. Adeyemo said he engaged in fraud due to financial difficulty, adding that he had refunded many people before he got into trouble after obtaining money from a woman who was seeking spiritual help. Also paraded was a 29-year-old man, Ibrahim Abdurrahman, in whose custody a stolen car was recovered. Ocheja said the car was stolen in Osogbo but was recovered by NSCDC officer in Kano State. The suspect, however, denied stealing the car, claiming he bought the vehicle for 600,000 naira and drove it to Kano. Also paraded was a housewife, Zainab Afiz, who had allegedly molested her daughter by engaging her in child labor and poured hot water on her, while 2 others, Amos Dambaba and Mohammed Jubril, were paraded for illegal mining. Others were Emmanuel Adeyeye, Nasir Adamu, and Issa Mohammed, arrested for conspiracy and illegal dealing in petroleum products and adulteration. A 24-year-old undergraduate of Kwara State University, Mlc Along Tayyib, was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment by Kwara State High Court over offenses bordering on cybercrime and possession of fraudulent fund. Justice Adenike Okimpelu of the State High Court sitting in Ilori sentenced Alonge to prison after the court found him guilty of the 2-count charge leveled against him by the Ilori Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The anti-crime agency charged him with 2 charges before the court. The offense was contrary to Section 319A of the Penal Code law and punishable under the same law. Alonge pleaded guilty to the charge. Following his plea, counsel to the AFCC, Rashidat Alao, presented a witness, Kamaluddin Yahaya, to review the facts of the case, who is an operative of the AFCC. In his evidence, narrated the circumstances that led to Alonge's arrest. Some of the items recovered from him, which include a Lexus 350 car, phone, and Apple laptop, as well as the fraudulent messages printed from his email, were presented and admitted in evidence at the court. Alao urged the court to consider the testimony of the sole prosecution witness, the guilty plea by the defendants, and the exhibits tendered, as well as the provision of the law to pass judgment. Justice Akimpelu, in her judgment on the case, sentenced Alonge to 6 months imprisonment on each of the 2 counts with 100,000 naira as fine on each count. The judge ordered that a Lexus 350 car, phone, and laptop recovered from the convicts at the point of arrest be forfeited to the federal government. And now on the foreign news. U.S. Secretary of the State Antony Blinken and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are to hold talks in Geneva later amid mounting fears that Russia could be about to invade Ukraine. Blinken has warned Moscow of grave consequences if any of its forces cross the border. Russia has 100,000 troops at the border but denies planning to invade. President Vladimir Putin has insisted that Ukraine should never be allowed to join NATO. He also warned the defensive alliance to abandon military activities in Eastern Europe. The summit between the top U.S. and Russia diplomats follows move by Blinken to shore up support among U.S. allies for sanctions against Putin's regime. Following discussions in Berlin with British, French, and German officials, Blinken said on Thursday that allowing a Russian incursion into Ukraine would drag them all back to a much more dangerous and unstable time, when this continent and this city were divided in two, with the threat of all-out war hanging over everybody's head. The UK's Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has also called on Putin to desist and step back from Ukraine before he makes a massive strategic mistake that will lead to terrible loss of life. During a speech on Friday in Sydney, she urged Western powers to step up and warned that autocratic nations were being emboldened in a way they haven't seen since the Cold War. The government said at least 70 people were killed and 59 injured by an explosion that devastated part of a town in western Ghana after a truck carrying explosive collided with a motorcycle. A total of 70 people have unfortunately been confirmed dead and 59 injured people have been rescued. Information Minister Kojo Oppong Nkrumah said in a statement released overnight, the Ghanaian president said a truck carrying explosive collided with a motorcycle in western Ghana Thursday, causing an immense explosion and a huge loss of lives. The accident happened around noon in Apete near the city of Bogoso, some 300 kilometers 180 miles west of the mineral-rich West African country's capital Accra, saying the blast caused the loss of life and the destruction of properties. Nana Akufo-Addo added in a tweet, "It is truly sad, unfortunate and tragic incident." Local police released a statement saying that a preliminary investigation has established that a mining vehicle carrying explosive collided with a motorcycle, resulting in the explosion. Dr. Joseph Darko, working at Apete Hospital, told AFP that 5 of the casualties had been taken there, including a 5-year-old child who is in a life-threatening condition. Police asked surrounding villages to open their schools and churches to accommodate any additional casualties. Reinforcements have been deployed to the scene, and people near the blast have been asked to move to nearby villages, the police added, while appealing for calm. Let's join Jonah Malik on Sports Update.
And on Sports Update today, Super Eagles will face 2004 African champions Tunisia in the round of 16 of the ongoing 2021 African Cup of Nations on Sunday at the Rondem Abdjah Stadium in Gurao. Tunisia finished third in Group F behind Mali and Gambia after losing 1-0 to the West African nations in the final Group F encounter, qualifying to the round of 16 as one of the best losers after amazing 3 points. Tunisia recorded only 1 win in the group against Mauritania and lost to Mali in a controversial circumstances before the 93rd minute goal from Moussa Barrow condemned them to 3rd place in the group. The Eagles are familiar opponents, with the North Africans having defeated them 1-0 in the 3rd place match of the 2019 tournament in Egypt, with Odion Igalo scoring the only goal of the encounter. Both nations last met in an international friendly in October 2020, which ended in a goalless draw. The two African football giants have met 20 times, with both countries recording 6 wins apiece and 8 stalemate games. Eagles last lost to the Tunisians in 2004 in an AFCON semi-final match, which ended in a 1-1 draw during regulation time, with the North African nation winning 5-3 on penalties. Here are the full round of 16 draws. Cameroon will take on Comoros, Senegal versus Cape Verde, Guinea versus Gambia, Nigeria takes on Tunisia, Cote d'Ivoire versus Egypt, Burkina Faso takes on Gabon, Morocco versus Malawi, and Mali takes on Equatorial Guinea. And in tennis, reigning US Open champion Emma Raducanu crashed out of the Australian Open in the 2nd round as she struggled with blister on her 7 hands. The 19-year-old, making her debut at Melbourne Park, looked on track when she raised to 3-0 lead in the opening set against Montenegro's Duncan Kobenek, but the 17th seed lost 5 games in a row and needed a medical timeout for treatment on her right hand. Despite battling back, she couldn't stop Kobenek, winning 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 on Margaret Court Arena. The result put Kobenek, the world number 98, into the 3rd round of a major for the first time. She will now play either 2-time Grand Slam winner Simona Halep, seeded 14, or Brazilian Beatriz Haddad-Maia for a place in the 4th round. And that's Sports Update on Mlc TV. I am Malik Jonah.
Thank you, Jonah. And now on entertainment. The Mlc TV were all out to bring to you wedding stories. And today we have the family of Adabara Issa and Professor Ohiani Bello, who solemnized the wedding of their children, Oiza and Abdulrazak. The traditional wedding, which was held in the bride's family house in Lokoja, was well attended by dignitaries and friends within and outside Kogi State. In the same vein, the church wedding at Regina Salis Catholic chaplains and reception were both honored by dignitaries and top government functionaries in Lokoja. Faith Abdulgafar has more.
It was a royal wedding between the family of Abdulrazak Ohiani Bello and Oiza Isa. It all started with traditional wedding that attracted the family of Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, dignitaries and top government functionaries. It was a display of the culture and style of Igbo traditional way of marriage. From the breaking of the collar to the exchange of the first gift, which was given to the bride, and dowry paid by the groom. It was spiced with a dance presented by the mother of the groom from Benue State. The Kogi State Governor, of whom the elder brother's sons Abdulrazak got married to Oiza, Alhaji Ohiani Bello, was delighted to behold a beautiful bride. Words of encouragement were given by the father and relatives. Present at the event is the Director General Government House Administration, Richard Shaibu, and other top government functionaries. On a Saturday was the wedding at the Regina Selling Catholic Chaplaincy, Federal University, Lokoja. It was a colorful and glamorous outing. The officiating minister, Reverend Father Paul Kolade Tobe, and others took the couples through the sacred commitment to one another.
Prayer for help. Oh God, help me to make a good communion. Mary, my dearest mother, pray to Jesus for me. My dear guardian angel, lead me to the altar of God.
The marriage is sealed by the signing of the certificate. The reception was also decorated with an adorable setting that signifies the beauty of love. The couples dance and marry with the cutting of the cake. The couples told the world of their feelings.
And I feel very, very happy, very elated to marry the love of my life, Grace Oiza.
I feel happy today because I'm getting married to the love of my life and the best man on earth, a loving husband and a caring husband, and I'm very, very happy because today is a special day in my life.
Families and friends admonished the newlyweds to hold on to God.
An admonishment for her is that the man is really the head of the home. You, the wife, you are a helpmeet. Should be submissive to the husband. They should not allow third party into their marriage.
My prayer is that I know my daughter quite okay. She will make a good home in the name of Jesus.
Very fine. I'm pretty happy because my son is getting married. My son is bringing somebody into my house. It's now addition to my family.
This is the day we have been waiting for. We have prayed for this day for so many years. In fact, my husband, who is the uncle of the bride, I wish he's alive to witness this day. But because he's not here, I'm here to represent him. And I believe today is my happiest moment. And wherever he is, he's happy too.
I'm very happy, and I believe that it's the work of God, and everything will work for the betterment of their marriage. I'm happy.
Witnessing my younger sister getting married, man, if there's anything my heart knows right now, it's joy, excitement, that everything is going as planned, there are no hitches, everyone is excited.
Other well-wishers also congratulated and advised them.
It's an institution that demands a lot of patience and endurance, a lot of understanding. When there's no understanding, when there's no patience, we need to tolerate each other. That's my greatest advice.
I know that she's going to have everything that she desires. She deserves everything, honestly. She's my childhood friend, so I know that this is the beginning of something big in her life.
Be free to themselves, open up, and be true to themselves, and they have a perfect life.
I should think of all the good times they've ever had. When they have crisis, they should just think about the good times and they'll keep going.
The bride's father, represented by His Royal Highness Ohi of Ihima Abdurrahim Ogido, and the governor Yaya Bello, was represented by Hajia Khadijat Karibu, who delivers governor's message to the couple.
In any family, there's role of a wife, there's role of the father, and the role of the husband. Everybody should face his own responsibility very well. We pray in time that children will come, they will be responsible parents. The wife must be submissive to the husband must cater for the wife. A true love shall exist between the two of them, so that in time they can live a very, very happy life.
Yes, you have certificate today, but let me just remind you, we women, we don't have certificate of you do well in marriage. No matter how you do, people will be watching your face. When I went there, said, she takes time, this and that. That one is by the way. Do the needful, so that people will know that, yes, you have gotten a daughter. You, my son, Abdulrazak, I know you very well. You are a humble, dedicated, respectful to everybody in the family. Extend the whole thing to your new home.
And from Mlc TV, we wish Oiza and Abdulrazak a happy married life. I am Faith Abdulgafar reporting from Mlc TV.
And that's our news package today on Mlc TV. Join us tomorrow, same time via this channel. For your daily news, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV, Facebook, Mlc TV, Instagram, Mlc TV 2021, and Twitter at Mlc TV. For your advert placement and sponsorship, please call any of the number displayed on your screen. I am Sharifat Mohammed. Thanks for staying with us.